So we've only got 2 videos. Yeah, Kane doesn't upload very often, unfortunately, because I think most of his time is going into the Backrooms movie, which is still weird to think that he got picked up for that. Like, kudos to the guy. You know, he's done a lot of good work for. The found footage 3 doesn't seem to be on the video. It must be an unlisted video now. But that's fine, that's the last one we saw. So, quick recap of where we stand in the Backrooms. During one of the expeditions, Peter Tench got zapped forward in time by 3 months. By the time he came back, he found out that they had declared him dead. His wife and family and friends and everyone thinks he's dead because there was a funeral held for him, quote unquote him. All his work colleagues thought he was dead as well, so they took him back under the... They told him they were going to try and undo the cover story so that he could reintegrate into normal life, but unfortunately he was growing impatient with it, and I can't blame him after what he went through. And so he eventually escaped, and apparently he tripped and fell and died. But I'm not sure I believe that. I think he's still out there, and there's some kind of cover-up going on that they're trying to play down. Ooh. And in the meantime, they continued doing expeditions into the Backrooms, and they found something in there, which is definitely not a person. Don't know what it is, but it wasn't a person. And instead of maybe... Oops, that's the wrong thing. Instead of maybe thinking, oh, this is a bad idea, we probably shouldn't be messing around with space and time and stuff like that, they just put a wall up and were like, nah, it's fine, don't worry about it, it's cool. I didn't see it if you didn't see it. And they continued on with it. And then in Found Footage 3, I'm still not sure where that falls in the timeline, we saw a lot more of the random sort of patchwork stuff that's been sort of like slapdashed together on the other side of the Backrooms. Whether that is stuff that the Backrooms have generated, or whether it's stuff that they've amalgamated into it from the real world. Ow! We do not yet know. We might find out one day. But it'll probably be the in the movie when we find out more about it, to be honest. But we did see an instance of someone getting... he made contact with someone on the other side. He actually made contact with someone in the real world who was occupying the same sort of space as he was. And they tried to open the wall up to look for him, and apparently found a null zone and got zapped back into the Backrooms by himself. So, yeah, everything is totally under control. So, to continue on, this next one is called Lighting and Tile Survey. This one takes place the 14th of November. I have to make sure I read that right. 1989. So I don't know where on the timeline this would fall. Fairly early in the timeline. So right, let's go for it. Ah, that's a bit loud.
Today is November 14th. It is a Tuesday.
Tuesday. It's Tuesday, innit?
Yeah. It is incredibly cold.
I suppose there's no heat source in the Backrooms.
There's actually a decent heating system down here, that'd be nice. Guy of
Get-
hypothermia.
You're gonna get that central heating. They've got like I suppose that's like a decontamination chamber. Hello.
Make sure to get the red one, right? Because the green one reads. Confirm.
It's amazing to think that all this is just CG generated. Like the film grain filter does a lot to hide the CG-ness. Yeah, workplace negligence, that's how you get injuries. Oop. The familiar sectional ceilings. Okay, got some vents running through by the looks of it. Oh. Oh.
There's no insulation on top, and I'm seeing a bunch on the floor above. There's ventilation as well. You see that? You see the vents? Yeah, it goes around the top to the right. Some of it's insulated, I think. I don't know. I'm not a vent guy. I don't know. Oh, it looks no rust, I think. Huh.
Ooh, sound.
Floor, and I use that term loosely.
Yeah.
Attempted to cut power to the nearest fluorescent light fixture, a standard troffer. However, we were unable to isolate the power source, and the conduit remained live, despite the absence of any visible external power supply.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
Source
just...
of electrical current remains unknown at this time.
It's...
Using an insulated toolkit, we carefully isolated the light fixture from its electrical conduit.
It's not
extracted
a
the
normal
troffer from the
physical
and
space,
transported it
so...
back inside, back to standard for analysis.
I don't suppose the normal laws
A 0.5
of
meter sample of conduit was also
physics
taken,
or energy
with
or
all
anything
those
apply
wires
to this
safely
place.
Secured afterwards in the ceiling. So the ceiling tile extracted measures 1.27 meters by 1.14 meters, which is certainly not standard. But it's composed primarily of mineral fiber. It seems normal in composition, has a fissured texture with mild tegular edges. So after initial analysis, the composition of the tile estimated is around 60% mineral wool, which is fibers of amorphous silicate, usually derived from, I think it's basalt or slag, around 20% expanded perlite, which is primarily of silicon dioxide and aluminium oxide, and the rest is a undefined mixture of silicate material, some starch, latex polymers, and some organic fibers derived from plant materials, recycled cellulose, really. But the light troffer housing is made of galvanized steel coated with a thin layer of zinc. Inside, the fluorescent bulbs are non-standard in proportion, most closely resembling T12 bulbs. So the 4 bulbs measure 1.2 meters in length with a diameter of 38.1 millimeters. We're extrapolating here at 351, but that's all the end lasers, and the rest contain the following components. Phosphor coating, the calcium halophosphate for converting ultraviolet light to visible light, mercury vapor in a small quantity which facilitates the ultraviolet light emission, argon gas, and again this is all standard for these fluorescent bulbs.
I mean, this sounds right to me, but
assist with regulating the current and really.
I don't really know the minutiae of how light bulbs work. But it sounds right.
A G13 base, which is a standard 2-pin base with 13 millimeter spacing for electrical connection. So the wiring connected to the fixture is PVC insulated copper, which appears standard again. The prismatic diffuser over the bulbs is made of polymethyl methacrylate, which is again commonly used for its light diffusion properties. I mean, all
I can
it's what we
think
have
is just
in
like
the building here, very standard.
Where does it all
But
come
we
from?
also inspected the ballast, which is of the electromagnetic type.
Why does it look the way it
There's
looks?
some variation in how they're being manufactured now. This one contains a laminated steel core and copper windings designed to operate at 60 hertz. So the ballast emits a prominent 120 hertz hum. This seems to be the case for the majority, if not all, of the lights in the complex that we've assessed thus far. Mostly just
Like how
through-
complex is in
through,
capitals.
simple curing. But this is due to magnetostriction and core vibration. But the noise may be exacerbated by loose lamination plates or degradation of the insulating potting material over time. So it's definitely an indication that this has been running for a little bit. I mean, despite its age, the ballast is functional. Its large proportions suggest it was
Okay,
built
but
for
what
a
is its age? Do you actually know its
something
age?
you find in the majority of offices or most commercial spaces, though that's not something I'm too familiar with, truthfully. Now, we did find, so material compositions all seem expected, or we didn't know what to expect here. They seem, everything we've looked at so far, again, this is rudimentary early testing, but everything seems pretty congruent with what you might expect from one of the troffer lights you could pull out of the ceiling in this building right here. So nothing too strange, but that maybe makes things even stranger. Because we look at these lights, and let me see. So several labels were marked on various components of the troffer. So on the ballast, we found markings for mark it as a universal ballast, Type A, manufactured in 1975 with serial number A75234X.
Okay.
The troffer itself is stamped 3X432.
So
That was
labels
manufactured in
imply
1973.
yeah,
in
manufacturing.
Pennsylvania, and it is UL listed. And the bulbs were manufactured by Sylvania, and they're marked F40SW. That's soft
Okay.
white.
That's leading up to something.
with
You've got to be.
visible date information. It's left blank, but it is noted as made in the USA. So, I mean, though outdated in design, the fixture appears fully functional.
I don't
the stable
know.
operation of all light fixtures in the subdivision points to a continuous, potentially autonomous power source. Which,
When was the Cold
still
War? When did
remains
that happen?
unidentified. We're doing what we can. The materials used are durable with minimal visible wear, suggesting they were built for long-term.
Because the moon landing was the 60s, right?
So this concludes the initial findings.
Ooh.
Further investigation is necessary to determine the source of power supply.
Wait. Hang on. We auto skip to the next one. Let me just. Where is it? That's not what I want. Alright, let's try again. Right, it was zooming into this one. Reading, PA. PA. Is that Pennsylvania? That has to mean something. This one specific one was being zoomed in on the end there. I'm having a look at the comments just to see if we can get a little bit more insight from people who might know. Or apparently we've got a contractor here who can say that everything said was was correct in regards to the substances from the tiles and whatnot. Okay. Oh, someone's pointing out the sentence that it was built for long-term, possibly indefinite use. If the Backrooms is around for a long time, or has been around for a long time, then in fact the Backrooms may well exist out of the normal flow of time, considering what happened to Peter. But no, I don't think I'm receiving, well, I'm not seeing anything in regards to oh right, the video overflow, I remember that one. That was the one there was a phone ringing and there was a radio playing, which I'm pretty sure the radio was talking about the Cold War at the time. And it zooms in on a contract that was signed by Ivan Beck and... Hello! Was that a donation? Oh. Thank you, thank you. I very much appreciate the donation. I will do a spin for that in just a moment. Again, a reminder that if people wish to donate in the future, if possible, please do so through Twitch Bits. It's a lot easier to manage that way for me in regards to integrations and actually getting paid by Twitch. Not to say that I don't appreciate the donation, because I absolutely do. Just that if you choose in future, please try to do it through Bits. But I'm not going to say no, and I'm not going to be ungrateful for it. So again, thank you very much. But yes, the contract that was signed in 1972. And of course, this is these were all manufactured in 1973. So perhaps that has something to do with it. But I don't really... no, I don't really see any other significance about this. But I think manufactured in 1973 in Reading... is that Pennsylvania? Sorry, I'm not completely up on what all of my state codes are, but that's probably important information. So, I'll take a break to spin the wheel. Also, I still haven't been able to test it, but any donation of 400 to 500 bits should automatically spin the wheel. And if you look in your channel redeems, bits and cheering down at the bottom there in chat, I have changed the message effect to 450 bits, which is the equivalent price of a wheel spin. Just in case you wanted to do that in future. But for now, we're going to do it the manual way and spin it. And the result is, please tell me in the chat. Yum yum or yak. Okay, that's the beans. Right. I put the beans in my drawer for storage, so I'm just going to go get them. 1 second. Beans. Right, I got tangled in my wire then. Okay, there we go. Right. Yeah, and then I will end up like a beanie baby. You can shake me and hear the beans rattle around. Right, the spinner says... what is that? Cola or snail? Hang on, I'm coming back to the wizard hut for this for a second. Oh god, I don't like the sound of this at all. Right, actually, before I eat this, I'm gonna go get another drink so that I can wash it down, just in case it does taste like snail. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's cola. I tasted that immediately. Okay. Thank you for not being snail. That would have been awful. Okay. Yay! Here we go. Oh, my little boys. Oh, I have just realised. I should get little emotes of the tiny Spamptons that come out the peepers. Actually, that's how I immediately knew it was cola as soon as I bit it, because it was very, very slightly fizzy when I bit into it. Before I actually tasted it, I could, like, feel the fizzy, even though it was only, like, a very mild one. Whew, right, okay, panic over. So let's go into the next video. This one is called Static Dead End. Doesn't sound good at all. This one's a little shorter than the last one. Any description? 29th of May 1990. So about 6 months later-ish.
No, I don't like this, and you shouldn't either. What are you trying to get out of this, Marvin? We're on the same side, for God's sake.
Marvin.
I don't disagree that things were handled poorly, but please, can you try to have a little perspective here?
Handled poorly. They killed him, George. He was alive and well, and you can't tell me for a second that the United States Department of Energy didn't have the resources to fix things. Are you kidding me?
Neither you nor I know exactly what happened, and frankly, it shouldn't be something that concerns us. I know you appreciate how lucky we are to be a part of this project.
Whoops, sorry. It's only audio at the moment. Sorry, I completely forgot about that. Only audio, really. We're just getting some shots of async.
It's not worth dying on this hill.
Yeah, but what if next time it's you?
But yeah, it seems like they're talking about Peter, maybe?
Give a speech at my memorial? It's not cost-effective, George.
Yeah, but we're not going to let that happen, are we? You know how I know? You're the fourth person I've had this conversation with. Nobody wants a repeat of what just happened. Listen, I know how stressful this is, but the best thing you can do now is just take a couple weeks off, give yourself a chance to process, and, you know, that'll show them that we can handle these kinds of things.
Yeah. Sorry, I know, you're right. I think I just had to get that out of my system. I don't know what that was.
No, please, I get it. I think it's the right call. You gotta keep pushing forward, okay?
Wow, those were some good visuals. The pitfalls. They've covered up the pitfalls. Mostly. Or at least they've cordoned them off. And this is what they wanted Marvin to bring the camera over to see what was beyond this door. Are we finally going to find out?
Oh, hey.
Hello.
We had a chance to look around back here yet?
No, not yet, but I'm seeing it now.
Okay, cool. Wait here for a second. I want to show you what we found down the hall in just a moment.
Sure.
Ooh, something down the hallway. What is it?
But I think they're bonding together enough that it should come out.
What?
Here.
Ooh,
Oh, weird. This is even...
it's been stretched, a stretched texture.
But I want to make sure that I am
Oh, that is weird.
right up, down, this one, down, let's try that.
Yeah, it's like the further you go out from the entrance, the more the standard appearance starts to break down.
Think about it flowing in a specific direction, but
It's happening everywhere.
remember, it's pretty horizontal in nature. It was stretching off around the corner. So the pattern seems to align pretty closely to what he illustrated.
Yeah, so wait, this is the room you guys already cleared?
Yeah. So we went around and checked it out earlier. It's a dead end. There's some dips in the floor that I would recommend.
Oh, there's stuff
We haven't
clipping
checked
into
those
the
yet, but all signs point to it being safe. So venture at your own peril.
Oh, I don't know. Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Oh. Oh, okay, you weren't kidding. This is interesting.
It's kind of like... I'm sure this is... That's one of the theories, that the Backrooms is slightly sentient, or has some kind of consciousness about it. Just a little chair on a hill. Oh, that's it. That is it. Okay. Yeah. At your own peril indeed. Right. I can come back to the Ooh, hang on. No, we've already seen these. It's kind of like the idea of, and I don't know if I discussed this in my previous videos or whether I put it on the internet or it's something that's been discussed in places, but it's the idea of copies being imperfect. Because, like, we don't know how the Backrooms works, and there are lots of different interpretations of the Backrooms that share sort of like, let's call them headcanons. And I know that Kane says he wants to do his own things with the Backrooms, put his own take on them, but there are still some like elements of backroom lore that is shared across the majority of interpretations. And one of the most prevalent among them is that the Backrooms is copying parts of reality. Why exactly it's been copying sort of like this office building look, I don't know. It's like there are lots of theories and interpretations, and I think the idea is that the Backrooms wasn't created by async. It was instead a dimension outside of reality that was discovered by async. But because of the circumstances that it was created under and the purposes that it was created for, it took on the appearance of this office space, storage network, complex, I guess is the word they'd use, and it was intended to just be used as extraneous indoor space. But the thing is, the Backrooms in multiple interpretations is either infinite or close to infinite. And when it copies the first part of this office building, it's fine. But then it copies it again, and there are one or two slight imperfections. And then it copies it again with a few more imperfections. And because it's potentially infinite, it keeps copying it and copying it and copying it, but eventually the imperfections degrade more and more and more, until eventually you reach the point when the textures are breaking down. The physical bounds of the world begin to break down and clip into each other and intersect each other, and that's when yeah, pretty much it's that same kind of element to it, in that it's not really creating anything, it's just putting together the closest amalgamation of stuff that it can. And then that's when you get the null zones, when people start clipping through into the Backrooms. It's because it's breaking down the barriers of reality around it, because it's pulling all this stuff in and mashing it together and creating weak points in the physics around it. That's what I'm figuring anyway. That's how I rationalize it in my head. So it's going to be, and we know from the asynchronous videos, ironically enough, that something is going to happen to cause a disaster. We don't know what it is yet. We don't know what the disaster is. We don't know what's going to cause the disaster. We don't know what the fallout is going to be, but we know that it's going to happen, and I'm pretty sure that's what the movie is going to be about. It's going to be about the eventual collapse of async and what it's doing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's a shame we don't get a lot of stuff from Pixels, Kane Pixels anymore, because his stuff is really good, very weird and unusual and thought-provoking. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where it all goes.